So I wanted to go through here and show you guys. I quickly, I guess I didn't save from the last time, and I've created a new spine just because I think I forgot to save. So I got my root, my spine 1. It might not be exact, but it's the same exact thing pretty much. And there's my spine. So one other thing I want to show you in your outliner, all this stuff in here. I'm going to just go ahead and first, if you notice, if I select on this, if I move this around, it's going to start to basically crash. So I'm going to do an edit, delete all by type, history first. That'll clear out everything in my channel box in my input section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and just start to delete a bunch of this stuff. And I'm not going to delete the eyes, so I'm going to need to make sure that this can be deleted, this can be deleted, that can be deleted, but I want to keep those. So what I'm going to do is edit, ungroup, G, and G. So now I'm going to run through and delete the rest of this stuff. It should pretty much just be all junk, basically. Here's the root for my, here's a camera I've created. I'm going to delete that. Pretty much get rid of anything not needed in the scene, which is always a good idea. So these are my image planes, which I'm going to hold on to. And this is my mesh, so mesh. So those are the things I'm going to hold on to. And the rest of my outliner, I did not need any of that other stuff. So now I'm going to go into my front viewport. Shading, I'm going to turn on X-ray joints so you can see my joints. It always helps to add your joints to a new layer too. I'm going to call this spine joints. And I'll change the color to, let's say, yellow. Now, I'm going to create a new joint, and I'm going to go to the clavicle, which is right inside the pectoral. The next one I'm going to do is inside the shoulder. The next one I'm going to do is inside the elbow. And the next one will be in the wrist. And the next one I will do last. So I'm going to do the fingers last. So first thing I'm going to do is L clav, J and T. L shoulder, J and T. L elbow, J and T. And L wrist, J and T. So the other thing is that when doing this, we need to switch to our side viewport and make sure that we have it located where we need it. So in this case, the wrist needs to go in the wrist. The elbow, if you hold D, needs to be in the elbow. And the shoulder in the shoulder. And that's about it for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. And there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can change the size of your joints by going to display, animation, joint size, and 0.05. And that's a little bit better. So now, L, pinky 1, J and T. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And then just change the number to 2. And this one will be 3. And this one will be 4. So from here, you'll notice I need to go ahead and switch back to my side view. And I don't like to rotate anything. I'm just going to simply drag each one over into place, like so, following my reference. And then in my perspective view, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to make sure that I got these in the right places. So this one's pretty good. And then this one should probably be a little bit lower. So I'm going to go ahead and, I'm holding D and V to snap it into place. I'm going to snap this one over here. and then I'm simply going to go ahead and bring them in a little bit into the mesh itself, ensuring you grab it from the correct handle, and then I'm going to snap this directly to the fingertip. So now what I can do is I can duplicate this, slide it over, adjust it into place, and now I can just begin to rename and snap these accordingly, and that will be just for the fingers. Once I finish the finger part, what I'll do is I'll mirror these to the opposite side. And you can always hold D and V to snap, and then hold D, move into place, D and V, move into place, and there we go. So now I will rename this one L ring 1 J and T, copy, paste, rename to 2, rename to 3, and rename to 4. Go ahead and repeat that process, duplicate, drag over, D and V, snap, do this all the way through, and just repeat this process for one more time, and then we'll do the thumb last, and then we'll go ahead and mirror it. So this is L middle 1 J and T, copy, paste, change to 2. Repeat, change to 3. And repeat, change to 4. Okay, duplicate this. Go ahead and just move this back in, and this one as well. And rename L index 1 J and T. Copy, and in case you've forgotten, the J and T stands for joint. It's an extension. So when we get into actually adding controllers to control these joints, we're going to add an extension of CTRL. And this will be 4. And we only have the thumb left. And the thumb's a little bit different. We've got a joint that goes inside the hand, which it goes right inside what I call the lifeline, if you're into palm reading or anything like that. And then it will extend out to just the base to a little bit further down the thumb, approximately this edge loop, and then one at the tip. So let's go ahead and add that. I'm going to switch into my side view again. I'm going to grab my joint. And I could do this from my front view too. It doesn't make a difference. Add the first one right in here. We're just going to have to switch between viewports. Next one here, here, and here. So now in my front viewport, I have to switch to my side viewport. Go ahead and drag this over. Drag this over. Drag this over. And drag this one over too. And then I'm going to switch to my perspective view and just make sure that it seems all aligned correctly here, and we're good to go. Rename this one L thumb 1 J and T. Copy this, paste, This will be 2. One more. 3. And 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to parent these joints all together. The quickest way to do it is to select them all, and finally selecting last the wrist and press P. Now I have them all connected in one chain. I can go to my rigging tab, skeleton, mirror joints, hit the settings box, make sure it's on YZ, search for L, replace with R, click mirror, and now we've got the same exact thing on the opposite side, all renamed for you correctly. So you don't have to go through that entire long tedious process of renaming everything. So that's that, and then finally you can select both of these and parent them to the chest joint, and you have a fluid chain of your character so far. So we'll leave off here, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time.